down the nitty-gritty of this country, talking about economy, talking about security, which happens to be is discipline, and likewise politics. You cannot dissociate politics from security, even economy. The three of them, they go in pari passu. Let us, my guest is the deputy, former retired deputy commissioner of police in Nigeria, Alhaj Suleiman Ayade. You are welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, viewers.
This is a Newsmaker. We want to look at the issues. Let us start from this angle. Nigeria and the whole world are watching Nigeria, particularly with regard to this month 25 and subsequent. That is next month. What are the games that Nigerians are going to play come 25 of this month? Then, when you look at what some people have been saying, actually, INEC still insists that it is going to hold the election, and they have started distributing the electoral materials. But while the World Bank said this yesterday that they are not sure whether Nigeria is going to hold it because of the lingering insecurity in the country, I want you to look at that one. INEC has started distributing. We have imported some things with billions of naira. Then INEC is well prepared. Then the observer, we can see that the foreign observer have now raised alarm that with the situation regarding to security, it is into that it is not likely we hold it. Then what is your stand?
Thank you very much. Once again, good afternoon, viewers. In anything a man does, normally there should be that preparation or preparations, which we know too well the government is doing. Well, fingers are not equal. You may think A may think this, B may think this, C may think this. But it's always good to be optimistic and hopeful for success. There is no plan in the world, even in or advanced countries. When you plan, there could be some hitches. But it is left for you planning to be focused. To me, we should be optimistic and we should hope for the good, better, best.
Which we say
for Nigeria.
Challenges.
Yes. Yeah. As I said, there could be challenges. Yes. But that is why we have the paraphernalia of security agencies who must work without a wink of sleep. At least, from experience. So that with a view to ensuring that the proper thing is achieved. And by the grace of God, because no one should pray for something to destabilize and so, because when we are talking, we should be thinking of our future generations. So, to me, by the grace of God, with the security apparatus around, and with the synergy, by the grace of God, we will achieve a better future for Nigeria. So that is why,
as a former deputy commissioner of police, the challenge is you say that there is likely possibility of having challenges in
Yes.
any country.
Yes.
But regarding to what we are having now,
Yes.
When you look at when you were in service,
Yes.
have you ever witnessed something like this challenge of this nature? We have the challenge or in terms of kidnapping, manhunt, and some other illness, possibly that were alien during that period of time. You know that what we had
Yes.
was that political talk, but nowadays we have political talk.
Yes.
Apart, we have.
Look, thank you very much. I remember vividly. Hope 93.
Oh.
I think you remember that.
Yes, sir.
I just pray we will not come across. This is what we are seeing is a chicken feed. If you compare with Hope 93, what we saw. But as I said, with the experiences we are having and so and so and so, I don't want to, I think you don't forget Hope 93.
Yes.
I don't want to be too didactic in analyzing, in dissecting and distilling. So we've come across that, and by the grace of God, so we should be hopeful, and we should be praying to God. And you see, as I used to say, out of every 12 there can be one Judas. When some people are saying, oh, this is what we want for Nigeria. Some people can
pulling it down.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. But my own is that we should be very hopeful, and those that are waiting to say, oh, I want to lead Nigeria, oh, I want to, let them do it sincerely. Because I don't want to compare Nigeria with some other countries. Look, in Singapore, look at Lee Kuan Yew. If you, look, in small countries in West Africa, like young upstairs and so and so and so and so. What I want is for people to be very altruistic. Like our founding fathers, Chief Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Ahmadu Bello, so. When they say I used to say, add that adjective, our altruistic founding fathers.
Because we have.
Thank you. When you are altruistic, like if I want to do,
selflessly.
Thank you. So we pray. So don't let us be engaged in, do I call it, unmitigated profligacy.
I want to look at this one. Look at during the time in history, during the time of Awolowo, Azikiwe,
Yes.
there were the campaign they were having actually were constructive.
Yes.
But yet we still have atoms of something derogatory statement passing it.
Thank you.
But compared to what is happening now.
Thank you. Look, I was something because I imbibed all freedom for all and freedom for all and victory for so. He was talking about the generality.
Classless
The common
society.
people.
Classless society.
Thank you. Freedom for all, something, victory in abundance, and so and so and so. And you could see it. Look at Liberty Stadium. Look at Cocoa. First thing in Africa Look at WNTV, WNBS. You were in the primary school that time. So everything. And you cannot look at free primary education. In fact, I started free primary education in 1955 during I can never forget him. So you can see the legacy. So let people, our own big men nowadays, let them think back about that. That's what I used to say. When you say you say altruistic founding fathers.
Because we have the opposite.
Thank you. They have opportunity to amass wealth to but no. So when you are a leader, look in our own something. I want to give example of the police. We used to go to some courses, citizenship and leadership training course, advanced. So when you go both at home and abroad, you compare yourselves with outsiders. For example, I attended a course which I was an officer of 1 star at that time, and our syndicate commander was a colonel, British colonel, Colonel 5. So you compare and contrast. They compare, they do this, they do. So you interact. Then you'll be able to have enough experience. What is dirty, you take it out. If you want to be a leader, you have to be focused. Think of others, not yourself alone. So that is why I am praying those who are prepared to lead Nigeria, let them imbibe that culture, so that as we are talking of founding fathers, we will be talking of our children, they will be talking of them too. Say, well, I made mention of Lee Kuan Yew. In Singapore was just, but if I start, that's why I say I don't want to feel didactic. Teaching, I'm not there to teach.
I want you to look at this one regarding to politics, the trading of foul talk during campaign. Even to the extent that some of our politicians, when they are campaigning, they leave what concerns common men, then they now focus on their opponent.
Thank you. You know, in politics, there is something we call soapbox rhetoric. You talk that, but we are already enlightened. We should avoid vituperations. We should avoid unhealthy innuendos. You know what I mean by unhealthy innuendos? We should avoid castigations and so. We should be focused on what we want to do for our future generations. And I used to say, we should avoid verbal diarrhea. You know what we call verbal diarrhea?
You are going medical.
No!
Okay, I want us to become too much time again. I want us to look at the issue of fuel.
Yes.
The issue of fuel. What is the cause? Then what should the common man do?
Well, I said it many times here. God has given us more than enough of what we. Nigeria, whether the 6th or 8th largest oil producing country. Go to some other. Nigeria is the only oil producing country that I see is allowing refinery outside. Go to some other countries. So that's why I used to say, like Shakespeare, the fault is not in our stars, but in ourselves. How can an oil-producing country look at the refineries? One in Port Harcourt, one in Warri, one in I think whether two in Port Harcourt or one in Warri and one in Kaduna, the main refineries.
Then the state of the refineries.
Oh yes, and they are comatose. We started with the turnaround maintenance. I said so. That of Kaduna I knew very well when it was opened. I was a young officer in 1980. It had all the components. What do you want you don't see? But when those who built the Chiyoda refinery, the Japanese, they built the Nigerian part of the Kaduna refinery. Chiyoda, I knew. Japanese. And they said that time, look, you will use this thing for 10 years. So after 10 years, then. So we used it 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. Then when the government wanted to do the turnaround maintenance, I am of the opinion they should have called that Chiyoda.
Who did it?
But it was Nigerians. Turnaround maintenance, and the whole thing started wobbling. So it is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So we are the architects of our own misfortune, if I want to use that misfortune. So we should have to wake up. Oh, we have technical experts in Nigeria, even working for US and some other countries. Go to Saudi Arabia, you will see how many Nigerian doctors are there. In Saudi Arabia, in some other countries. So we should have to think back. What we have, what God has given us, is even more than. Look, when you go to Germany, they will look at us and say, these people that have more than.
We cannot.
So may God help us. The fault is not in our stars, but in ourselves.
But some times ago, we always had a task force. Whenever the government places a particular amount for fuel, then anybody who says above it, they are being prosecuted by some of your men. But nowadays it seems as if everybody is selling anything anyhow. Even selling in keg, some black markets has dominated the scene now. What do you think that the government should do and the common man should do?
It behoves on you and I. If we want the nation to be better. That is why I say the fault is not in our stars but in ourselves. When you go this, it is wrong. Don't go there. Show good example. Like some that are selling so. Some with the fear of God, they will say, don't sell more than. Are they not human beings?
They are making their profits too.
Thank you. We should have the fear of God.
But the argument is that the way through which they get the product are being slim by the government to the extent that they get it from hand to hand. Therefore, it should be added to it. That is making.
Thank you. What of those that are selling and they say, look, don't sell more than. I don't want to mention
The
names.
problem of the marketers is that they have connection to each other.
I don't want to mention names, but it's always good to have the fear of God. As you are saying, those ones that are selling, are they not marketers?
They are marketers.
Thank
They are making
you.
their profits too.
Thank you. So that is why I made mention of unmitigated profligacy. You see, That's the good way. How.
Glutinous. Okay, because we don't have much time again, let us talk about. We want to talk about money. Money was minted by man.
Yes.
If at all, oil was provision of God.
Yes.
But money minted by man.
Yes.
Then the government has made a move that they want to change it.
Yes.
As a result, according to them, they want to check the act of terrorism.
Yes.
That's one. Then another one is that they want to check the
Banditry.
unscrupulous politicians
Yes.
from influencing that. But regarding to what is happening now, it seems as if this thing has turned around to the masses, particularly to the poor people, because hardly can we see rich people who are indeed very sharp. Then is the government fulfilled?
Hey, thank you. Sometimes there is no gain without pain. There is no gain without pain. That pain can be just ephemeral, very short time. Like when, look, in medical history, the pain a woman suffers when she wants to deliver is the greatest pain in life. It can be 1 second though.
Very terrible.
Thank you. But by the time she delivers, you know, so by the grace of God.
But this issue of money swap has claims of lives.
Well, sometimes along the line, it can happen. Sometimes along the line. You see, Nigerians, by the time you go to some developed, not even developed African countries, go to Angola there. Angola is just about 5 million in population. See the way they behave, the way they, even Ghana. Ghana is just about 25 million, just population of Lagos State. See their election, see
So can we say that our population, because our population...
No, it's not because of the population. God has gifted us. At least we are about 280 million now. We thank God for that. But as I said, there must be fear of God. There must be discipline. Then there must be leadership by example.
Within a minute, I want you to talk about Bawa, that is ICBC boss in Nigeria. It was yesterday. It was pronounced to be jailed.
Who?
Bawa, that is. What is your comment about the pronouncement of the court?
Look. Procedurally, as the head of court can say so, go and so. It does not mean that he is in prison or he is in custody now.
It has been
You see, there's something we call locus standi, legal rights. Court can pronounce this and so, yes. The court has the right to. What of the implementation? That is the way the court sees it. By the time I believe in, that's what I used to tell people in the press too, listen to the other side. Hear from the other. When you hear from the other side, you be able to know, they should not have pronounced so. That's why when I address the press, I will say, don't forget that maxim, audi alterem patem.
Which language is that?
I'm a Latinist.
Yes, because it's not English.
Let me tell you, well, on a serious note, by the time I was graduating from my school, I was regarded as the best Latinist. In those days, I was given a book prize. So,
I think precisely Latin language. I wanted to go straight.
Yes.
Is this supposed to be subjected to prison?
Who?
The pronouncements.
Look. Procedurally, even when they say that, how can you? Is it not diminishing? For you to take such a person, oh yeah, go to the. It's never done.
Never done. I appreciate you. You have mentioned, you have answered some questions from the Newsmaker, and which I believe that our audience understands this very much. Our guest today is the former Deputy Commissioner of Police, retired Alhaji Suleiman Ajuade. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm Adebisi Abdul. Till next week, I say bye for now.